Hi everyone. So we're now on day 2 of the African Energy Indaba, and I'm super excited about my next conversation, which is going to be with one of the delegates from Stanbic Bank Zambia. So stay tuned for insights and get to know. Are you able to just share with our viewers, like what your experience has been at this particular Indaba and what your sole purpose was in terms of participating as the bank?
Thanks, Moira. Let me start by saying that I look after the energy sector in Zambia. I'm the senior vice president there, and at Stanbic Bank, we've been so active in Zambia in trying to promote and grow the energy sector. We've managed to close a few transactions in there, and we've got a long pipeline. So events like this, just help us, to showcase what we've done, and also, meet the people who are in the same sector, share notes on the best practices. So it's been very good.
I can imagine, David. And one thing I also noted was that Standard Bank, rather, the group was also on several panels. What was some of your key takeaways, especially like the panel that I believe Rensha was on, and several others that you've had a chance to sit in?
Exactly. So as mentioned, Stanbic and Standard Bank are very active in the energy sector. Even at this Indaba conference, we've been very active. Yesterday, Rensha was on the panel which was talking about how to make these projects bankable. Because I think not just in Zambia, but across Africa, bankability of these energy projects has been a key issue. And as Stanbic Bank, we are trying to make most of these projects become more bankable so that they can see the light of the day and start contributing to the generation of power. For example, in Zambia, we are working closely with ZESCO and other players just to see how we can work together and make some of these projects become bankable so that they can turn into projects that can be constructed and start generating. And that's what Rensha was trying to share, and she did a very good job at that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, obviously, from a bank perspective, participating in events like this, like you've indicated, allow you to showcase. What have been some of the conversations that you've had that you'd like to share with us, and what would be like your key messaging, especially to those that are interested in developing power projects?
Sure. Alongside the conference, we've been having side meetings with some of our prospective customers to just catch up on some of the projects that we've been looking at. And that's the other value add for events like this. It brings together the players, and we're able to link up with some of the customers. Yesterday alone, we were able to meet 4 clients we've been working on them, and we were able to get updates and also share on the best way forward. This today as well, I've been able to meet a couple of players and been able to update one another so that we can make quicker progress when we go back home. So it's been very great. But I also wanted to mention, today specifically, when the South African president, opened the session, and you can see the passion from him. You can see that the energy sector has got support from the highest levels. I think it's the realization of the strategical key role that the energy has to play when we talk about development across Africa, and also in terms of bettering people's lives. You have to people have to have access to energy. And as the bank, we want to be a key player in that process, enabling, growth in the installed energy capacity, but also in the transmission capacity. I think that's one of the sessions that has been, in fact, 2 sessions have been centered around transmission and how to enable transmission across Africa. And when we talk about energy, it's very easy to focus more on the generation part.
Correct.
But whatever is generated needs to reach the so-called load centers or the areas of consumption. So you need the transmission lines to do that. And as a bank, again, we are deliberate in identifying projects that we can support so that the transmission aspect of the energy sector is not left behind.
Right. So it means that the bank is well capable of having conversations, not just on generation, like we saw the Chisamba solar project, but also having conversations around transmission.
Exactly. And one of the sessions this morning was focusing on how to make these transmission projects as well bankable, because bankability is a key thing. And somebody mentioned that, for Africa or Zambia, we don't lack projects. Projects are already there. They've even been packaged. And even capital is already there. It's just how to bring the two together. And that talks to how bankable the transaction is. And that's where we come in as a bank to work closely with the project owners so that we make sure the projects become bankable and they can be financed.
Absolutely. David, it's always informative whenever we speak to you. And do you have any closing remarks? Because obviously we are now getting more or less to the tail end of the event. Are there any other additional conversations you're looking forward to having, or any panels that you will be sitting on?
So my way forward now is just to engage some more clients. I'll be moving around. I already have 2 lined up for this afternoon. So I'll have those engagements. And takeaways are also that, from here, now it's implementation.
Correct.
You have discussions, engagements. When we go back home, it's now making sure that we implement these projects as quickly as possible. And that's what I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely. David, thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Absolutely. So you're ready for yourself. We've been speaking to David from Stanbic Bank Zambia. So stay tuned for more insights out of the African energy in Indaba. I've been 𝐏𝐫𝐨𝐬𝐿𝐴, your host for this particular interview. And as we always say at Financial Insight, get to know.